Hi, in this video I'm going to explain the solutions to the problems in the assessment 2 of topic 3, and that is on expansion and factorization of algebraic expressions. We'll start with type 1 questions. The first question given was to expand several expressions, and the first one, so 1a, this is negative 5xy multiplied by 2x squared minus 3x y minus 7. Okay, so to simplify this, we just follow a simple distribution following the rule or the distributive law. So we use distributive law. So that means we simply distribute by multiplication, so that's negative, so equals negative 10x cubed y, and then this on the second, that's plus 15x squared y squared, and finally that's plus 35x y. Okay, so as long as you use the rules and exponents properly, and you multiply the numbers properly, you work on the signs correctly, then you will get the proper expanded form of the given expression. Okay, so that's negative 10 x cubed y plus 15 x squared y squared plus 35xy. And then we go to letter B. In letter B, we have 2 times 3x minus 5, and then minus 3 times 2x minus 3. Okay, so simply distribute. This will be equal to 6x minus 10 minus 6x and then plus 9. And then combine like terms. This is 6x and negative 6x. So that's 0. So you have 0, and then negative 10 plus 9 is negative 1. So 0 minus 1 is equal to negative 1. So the final expression, if we expand, it will actually become a number which is negative 1. Letter C. In 1c, you have x plus 5 times x plus 6. There are many ways to simplify, so let me show you the use of the distributive law, and that is to take x plus 5 and then multiply it to x and then to 6. So that means x times x plus 5 and then plus 6 times x plus 5. This becomes x squared plus 5x plus 6x plus 30, which is equal to x squared plus 11x plus 30. Okay, if you want a different approach, so that is x plus 5 times x plus 6. You can use the FOIL method. So FOIL method means you multiply the first terms. So that's x squared, and then O means outer, that is 6x, and then I means inner, that's 5 times x is 5x, and then L means the last, so 5 times 6 is 30. And you will get the same expression, x squared plus 11x plus 30. Okay? Next, so we have 1D. In 1D, you're given y minus 3x and then x minus 3y. So let's use the FOIL method here. It's x minus y. X minus y. Okay, so FOIL. So we use the FOIL method. So this is y times x, xy. Outer is negative y squared Inner is negative 3x squared. And then the last to be positive 3xy. And then you might want to combine like terms. Xy and 3xy will become 4xy. And then minus y squared minus 3x squared. If you want to arrange the expression, you can start with the x squared. Put the xy in the middle, that's 4xy. And then y squared. Okay? 1e. What's in 1e? In 1e, you have m minus 3n and then m plus 2n. So as you can see, this is still under either way. You can use the distributive law or the FOIL method. So since we use the FOIL method in 1D, let's apply the distributive law in 1E. So again, so that's m times m minus 3n and then plus 2n times m minus 3n. So look at how this was distributed to m. That's m times m minus 3n and then 2n times m minus 3n. And within each group, you distribute again. So this is m squared. Note when we distribute, it's always multiplication. So you multiply the expressions properly. M times m is m squared. M times 3n is 3mn. So arrange them immediately. And then this is 2mn. So mn. And then minus 6n squared. Again, if you have some terms that can be combined, like minus 3mn plus 2mn, that's minus mn, then minus 6n squared. Okay, so this is the expanded form. Okay, next, letter F. In 1F, you were given 4a plus 3 and then a minus 9. So let's apply the FOIL method this time. So let's make that FOIL. First, outer, inner, last. Okay. The first terms, that's 4a squared. The outer, that's negative 36a. The inner, that's 3a. And then the last, that's minus 27. So combine like terms. These are a's. But we can only have 4a squared. This is minus 33a. That's a combined. Negative 36 and plus 3. And then minus 27. Okay, so that's the expanded form of 4a plus 3 times a minus 9. Okay, letter G. In 1G, you were given x plus 2y squared. So this is expanding a binomial expressions. So there are maybe at least two ways to expand this. One is a one-step direct method, and the other one is to think of x plus 2y as x plus 2y times x plus 2y. And then perform the FOIL. That's x squared. This is 2xy. This is 2xy. And then the last is plus 4y squared. Okay, following the FOIL method. Okay, and then combine any like terms. X squared plus 4xy, then 4y squared. Okay, so what is a direct method? That's the direct method came from or comes from the idea that if you expand a plus b squared, this is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So A means whatever is written here as the first term, and B as whatever expression written in the second term. So if I have x plus 2y squared, that means x squared plus 2 times x times 2y plus 2y and then squared. And all you have to do is to simplify. So this is x squared plus 4xy plus 2 square is 4, and then y square is y square. Sorry, this is 4xy. Okay, so as you can see, what we found in the second method is the same as the first because we are expanding the same expression. Okay, so there are two ways that we use for 1g. Okay, and then h. In 1h, we have actually a very similar problem, but instead of a plus, it's a minus. So m minus 4d squared. So this can be simplified following a minus b square, a square minus 2ab plus b square, or you want to do the FOIL method by rewriting m minus 4d squared as m minus 4d times m minus 4d. Okay, but let's apply the more direct. So a minus b square is equal to a square minus 2ab plus b square. So if I have m minus 4d square, so look at this. Your a is m, your b is 4d. So this is equal now to m squared minus 2 times m times 4d plus 4d and then squared. So we have m squared minus 2 times 4, it's 8 dm or md plus 16d squared. Okay, and then letter I, 7 minus 2v and then 7 plus 2v. So this is the application of a minus b times a plus b, what we call the difference of two squares. If you have the difference of two squares, then the expanded form is simply the square of the first minus the square of the second. So this can only happen if the first terms are the same, the second terms are the same, and the signs in between are opposite of each other. So minus plus or plus minus. So looking at the problem I, number 1I, same first terms, same second terms, and the signs in between are opposites. Okay, so to simplify this, we follow a square minus b square, and that simply means 7 square minus 2v squared. So don't forget to include 2 in the exponent square, or 2. So this will be 7 squared is equal to 49. 2 squared is 4, v squared is b squared. So this is the expanded form. Okay, finally, we look at a little complex, but not too complex, letter J. So in letter J, you have 5f minus g squared times 5f plus g squared. So as you can see, it follows the form a minus b times a plus b. So all we have to do is perform a squared minus b squared. So that will be 5f, make sure you include everything in the parentheses, minus g squared and then square. So properly use the loss on exponents, 5 squared means 25, f squared means f squared, g squared is square. If you square a square, you multiply the exponent, so g is 2 times 2, so g to the 4. So that is the expanded form. Okay, so we have seen a lot of cases of expanding expressions. So almost every item requires a slightly different approach, but the ideas usually comes from the distribution or the distributive law or the FOIL method and some special products. Okay, so I hope you learned something from this. So that's for number 1 of assessment 2 on MT3 expansion and factorization of algebraic expressions, and these are all type 1. Okay, that's it.